if you put them together, your discipline and your order is tied to the love and the compassion. Therefore, you can be better at communicating across gender barriers where you don't have the same relationships problems that the masculine that's influenced by the patriarchy have. And this is why you see it looked like we just started having relationships 20 years ago because everybody complaining about the relationship. The problem is in the relationship, there is no relations. Nobody can relate to the other person because we taught to see only our perspective. So when you start studying the communication of men and women, you find that men communicate with bravado and women communicate more from compassion until you piss them off. Then they communicate with vile venom.
It's like that small dot in the yin and yang.
Yeah. So the proper balance is for a man to find the female that can complement where he weak, and he can complement where she weak, and they making agreements to just work together. And the love is going to grow from that union naturally. And you can't, it don't matter where you get her from. It matters about if you can help her to see her gifts as a divine feminine versus the curse of being a feminist patriarchal influence woman. The doctrine is different, the communication is different, and the understanding between the genders is different when you operate from those higher standards. But before you can hold somebody else to them, you got to hold yourself to them first. And that's where everybody dropped the ball because they want everybody else to be accountable, but they don't want to be accountable. I can hold you accountable, but you can't hold me accountable.
Damn.
It's double standards. The double standard is the direct result of the patriarchy, because the patriarchy recognized that the feminine is necessary for the future of a species, but they try to dominate the feminine so that they control the direction that the species go that benefit them.
Right.
So it's a using game. It's a sweetheart swindle.
But see, that's why I was saying that divine feminine is like not even male or female, because I feel like when you go into male and female, now you're talking polarity and gender, which they're defined by their opposites. So it's like the woman is the receiver while the man is the giver. But then on the higher level, on the singularity, it's like neither applies to neither. And so I feel like when women fell, like you were explaining in that last answer you gave that lady, it's like they had to decide to make men because of conflict happened. But if we're in a state of ultimate peace, there's no need for men or women, just that the divine feminine appears as a woman because she's able to conceive her own child, and so she needs breasts and hips, etc. And it goes back to Akhenaten's portrayal of himself. But anyway, go ahead. My bad, dog.
Yeah, so the divine masculine is the perfect complement to the divine feminine. It's like sex energy and spirit energy is twins. One goes up and the other goes down. Sex energy draws you to your root chakra. Spirit energy draws you to your crown chakra. So you're running up two channels in your span, one on the left, one on the right. Right? So when you are a man by nature, your goal is to be in tune spiritually, which is on your left side. Where your severity is, you have to control it. Whereas the feminine, it's her compassion she got to control so she's not overly weak.
Okay, I got you.
So it's all about finding the balance at the end of the day. The law of Mach, right?
That's
If you
what's
go
up.
to the Kabbalion and you look at the Hermetic principles, one of them is called the law of gender. The
Mm-hmm.
law of gender had to be, that's a contract. It's a contract that the women wrote in order for men to be here in the physical form. They had to create a gender opposite by description and by analysis. So while we going through all of these changes, the mitochondria is the over um, energy that's scanning Y chromosomes. This is
Wow.
why a woman can store genetic information from all the men she slept with, and when she get ready to produce a child, she can draw all of the best traits from all of those different DNAs to manifest in one man's child.
Wow. So you really don't even have to like conceive at that moment. You could just save it up. That's wild.
Yeah, yeah. So she's creating a genetic database. She's creating a genetic database. This is why young girls a lot of time be promiscuous because they want to produce a certain type of man. So they collect genetic materials from varying different men, and then her mitochondrial is naturally scanning every Y chromosome that she assimilates, and they store it in the Queen's chamber in the brain.
So, so that means that for any of us men out here, if we have a child with a woman with our sperm, there's still through her going to be the effects of all the men that she's been with.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
yeah.
Wow.
That's why that's why it was so much emphasis by the patriarchs put on a woman being a virgin at marriage because they don't want any contributing DNA to their offspring. They only want their DNA.
Damn. So it's deeper than just people being worried about a body count. It's actual information that's going into her next birth,
Yeah,
regardless of what man does it.
yeah,
That's a key right there.
yeah.
But I don't want to take too much of your time up, man. I just wanted to chop it up with you, man, and I really do appreciate it.
For sure, for sure. Peace, God. Appreciate you coming up.
Okay, well, namaste, man.
All right. I'm gonna take the next caller.
Yes, sir.
Check and make sure that this ain't you I'm inviting in. Hey, I like them dreads.
Hear me?
I can hear you now. You ain't walking around with no mask on, is you?
I said, I'm over here in this plant, bro. I work at GM. I'm in Michigan with you, man.
Is you? What
Yeah,
plant
for
you
real.
work at?
You said what?
What plant you work at?
I'm in the can plant. I don't want to say too much, but
Okay,
on the
well, let
location.
me do it like this. What's your local?
Hey, I'm representing the Vice Lords, bro. I'm here to say free Larry Hoover, man. That's what I got to say. And look, my question is this, bro. So a nigga who been on the feds list since I was 17, and I'm seeing what's going on in the world. You got people setting themselves on fire for Trump and shit, man. And if they don't elect them, this bitch going up, right? You know,
That-
as we move
I
towards the
don't think we're gonna
matriarch,
have. I don't think we're
as we
gonna
move,
have no elections.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. As we move towards the matriarch, it look like Joe Biden gonna die, Kamala gonna become president, and you know what I'm saying. But for that to happen, like I'm saying, like what's really gonna happen, like. Cause they gonna come get us first. So, you know, if it's martial law, the National Guard coming in or whatever, you feel me?
They coming.
They coming for sure. That's what
They
I'm.
they are
You know, I'm.
already been assigned regiments to inner cities across the country. Some people they had them in the subways a couple months ago in New York.
Yeah,
Um, so in
yeah,
certain places they coming. It's part of the continuity of government and the transfer of power from the corporation to the people.
Right.
That's what the whole. So, for those who don't know, when Biden had a colonoscopy in 2021,
Yeah.
he had to go through a doctor's examination, and Kamala Harris was assigned the presidency. Well, once he come from under anesthesia, he had to do what they call a psychological panel. And the
Mm.
psychological panel would have revealed that he has Alzheimer's and dementia,
I can
right?
see that. You see that clear as day. He crazy. Yeah.
Look, that's all the act.
Yeah.
But for the receipts, his son, it's an article I posted on my Facebook where his son was talking about them making fun of him in the Senate and the Congress for having dementia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not the one that they got the computer from, another one of his sons. Anyway, that's so that they already got a built-in excuse to seat Kamala Harris as the president.
Right. They had
Because
it on the Simpsons, man. The Simpsons is really them motherfucking psychics, bro. They on some next level shit with that shit, but
look, the Simpsons is revealed through a playbook. It's a CIA operation. All of that stuff that look like prophecy, that's not prophecy. Those are plans.
yeah.
They got to
That's what
tell
I'm
you what they
saying.
doing to you, and they can put it in any format that they want to put it in to keep you from figuring it out.
Yeah. They putting this shit right in our faces. That's why it's crazy because I'm just like, this gonna be the year where everything gonna come out, everything by the show. And you know, it's April 1st, really the new year. So it really just started going off the fake ass calendar they gave us. But this shit, this shit getting real, man. I feel like that eclipse changed a lot of shit too. Like the energy been different. Everybody connecting back with nature. Everybody on they path, and it like it's showing on the planet. Like this shit showing. You can feel this shit when you walking around, and it's like, man, like I say, I'm in this plant. I just walked off. I don't give a fuck about this job, man. I came to talk to Chief Pontiac, man. But like, you feel me? On
For
Vice
sure, for
Lord,
sure.
man. This shit, I don't give a man, for real, for real.
Hey,
But
look,
I'm getting double time in this bitch, so I might as well.
y'all still got 5 chiefs on the street.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Willie. I know his nephew, man. Willie has happy transcendence. They say he transcended. He was sitting in the hospital for damn years in a coma. I
He
don't know.
wasn't in the coma; he was paralyzed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all fucked up. He's sitting in that bitch for a minute. Feel me? His nephew got stabbed 9 times in the head. He's still good. That nigga, he was in the jails. But
I met
yeah,
Willie in the county when he got out of prison the first time, and
yeah,
then they violated him and they put him in ABO.
right,
I was in Division 1A1, and he was in ABO downstairs. Their visits had to take place on the rock I was on. So
yeah,
Vice Lord named he was a 4-star elite named Lil J. Uh,
mm-hmm.
Lil J introduced me to Willie Lord, and the day room was shook because like I'm folks.
They was in that bitch tweaking like,
Yeah,
damn, you can't just approach the
so
chief
they
like
like what
that. You gotta,
they like what the fuck, what kind of fuckery you on? Right.
yeah,
So but he had told me before he came up here, he said, man, I need you to meet my chief when he come up, man.
yeah.
And he said, you ain't got no problem with it. I was like, I ain't got no problem with meeting your
Hey,
chief.
you know
I
that
ain't
ain't
know he
my
was
chief
talking
though. I
about
go off
Willie
the teachings
Lord.
of Bobby Gore though. We going off the teachings of Bobby, but I fuck with Willie though. But this shit happened. That shit happened. He violated. Feel me? But a lot of shit happened. But we ain't gonna talk nation business on here. But this shit, man. I just want to say, free Larry, free Jeff, man. They really best friends. They ain't want to make that 7 point stop, bro. We was gonna take this bitch over. We was gonna
I,
take this bitch over for
hey,
real.
look, you know, Larry flipped from Main 21
Yes,
to
sir.
Disciple.
Yes, sir. He was a stone. We know. We know.
Right. He was the ambassador of the Stone.
Yes, sir.
And that's where the cold brick, this
Yes,
is where the
sir.
cold brick term
That's
comes from.
like
That's the
eight
Scorpio.
20 mo. Yeah, we know. We know the lingo, man. We know the lingo. Hey,
Yeah.
We coming
It was
together though, man. Free them
21,
seats.
but it's 20 more because one flip.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You the chief of the land right now. I'm in Michigan, bro. It'll be an honor to meet you, broski. I swear to God, that shit, man. Keep leading the people, man. You the voice, right? Today free. I feel like you the voice of this shit,
Well,
man. Chief Pontiac.
I ain't gonna shut up till we see him. So
Yeah. I'm gonna get back on this flow though, bro.
Instagram on some other stuff. They only let in who they want in, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, you know how they be with that funny, man. Yeah. Man, so what's going on, OG Rod? What's going on, man? What's going on in the world right now?
The takeover. We on the move to take this motherfucker back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it don't look like people think it should look, because they think we need to be in the streets doing a whole bunch of military shit and starting all kind of drama. But no. The brain banging is different than gang banging,
Yeah.
right? So the challenge was that none of us was gonna figure the problem out.
Right.
I figured the problem out, so I came and told the people.
So would you call it a great awakening right now for sure?
Yeah, it's in the process right now. You know, we passed the event horizon now. We beyond the point of no return.
Okay.
Ain't
Okay.
no going back from where we done came.
Right.
And it's just a matter of time before we have the massive breakthrough. one of
Right.
the things one of the things I had to look at was the situation with Malachi, because I already knew that they had fabricated paperwork in his case to say that he had herpes and chlamydia. But when I looked at his doctor records from all the way leading up to the time of the crime, all his doctor visits, he was going um, almost a couple times a year just for standard checks.
Uh-huh.
And he do an STD screen on him ever since the 70s. So then they produced this document in the courts, but when he get to prison, they still tested him for STDs, and he have no traces of herpes or chlamydia because you have antibodies. That's what they test for when they test for a disease. And it's not possible for him to only have the diseases long enough to violate some children and then miraculously get rid of something that you say can't be gotten rid of.
So some
And
ain't adding up now.
right. So when I was looking at that, then I started looking at, okay, what's really going on here? Then I find out about the plot and meetings that was held with Sheriff Seals with one of Malachi's sons, and how this same son was instrumental in organizing the girls for the false allegations. The irony to that is they was all his ex-girlfriends and girlfriends. The
So how
son.
they orchestrate that? Would they put the payola on them, or they just would they threaten the son to put
So
him in or something, or how they orchestrate that, get the son to turn against him?
his son was well, he named his son Jacob, so he knew something was up
Okay.
at birth.
Okay. Okay.
At birth, he knows something up. Now, his son fell out with Malachi because Malachi wouldn't finance a Lil' Kim video. He said that
Oh man.
Lil' Kim public persona and character go against what I teach.
Right. Right.
So I can't put my money behind that.
Right. Right.
And the son already blamed Malachi for his mother's death. I don't know how she died, but he feel like some kind of way Malachi was responsible.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so he already um um got an issue with his father. And now
Exactly.
it all blew up when he wouldn't finance the Lil' Kim video, and that's when he orchestrated the sex allegations. Now, this is how it all come out about how he orchestrated it. The FBI had offered all of the witnesses um, gratuities or compensation in some form or another for their testimony.
Yeah.
Some of them they promise money. Some of them, they promised like music careers, acting careers, you know,